In a quiet, let's start with timeline. The story actually begins millions of years in the past on a dark, distant planet which has far greater gravity than Earth. Here the Death Angels evolved. In the perpetual darkness of their home world, sight became redundant, and these creatures developed an advanced form of echolocation in order to sense the outside world. Unfortunately, the planet was somehow destroyed, and the explosion sent fragments of the planet's crust flinging into interstellar space. And after eons in the vacuum of space, they reach Earth. The events of A Quiet Place Day 1 takes place over a time period of 4 days, starting on the first day of an alien invasion, where the meteors hit the planet, which is confirmed to be June 17, 2020. But New York City wasn't the only place that was hit with these meteors that carried the surviving creatures. The town of Millbrook, where the Abbots lived, was also hit, as well as Shanghai, London, Mexico City, Delhi, and many other sites. But it is here in New York City that there were 2 types of these creatures that were encountered. So what are the different types of Death Angels? To begin with, there are the normal creatures, the ones that were already seen from the first movie and the sequel. These creatures were slightly taller than a human, with overall proportions that are slim and lean. Their body posture vaguely resembles a cross between a gorilla and a flightless bat, with those arms drastically longer than their legs, resulting in them usually running on all 4 limbs. They are also able to run extremely fast with top speeds of up to 300 miles an hour, or, in the metric system, 480 kilometers per hour, faster than most supercars. They have a fleshy inner body, but their skin or their body armor is seen to be stronger than the toughest metal, making them resistant to modern weaponry. Them being able to survive even impact from outer space that is measured to be in the kiloton range, or as powerful as a nuclear blast. Then in day 1, we get to witness a far larger and more intimidating variant which acts as an alpha, a pack leader, or a hive queen, which sets the pace for the others to follow. It was also seen to send out signals that the other smaller variants followed. This shows us that the creatures, the Death Angels, weren't really mindless, but were acting under the orders from a queen of their kind, acting like social insects. The Queen Death Angel towered over her smaller drone variants, her exuding a formidable presence even amongst the already terrifying invaders. Her body was adorned with prominent spikes and stubs all over, giving her an even more menacing appearance. Unlike the more streamlined drones, the Queen had a bulkier build, with thicker forelimbs and hind limbs, and each of her limbs ended in prominent elbow spikes. Her head was also far larger than that of the drones, and it was a fearsome sight to see. It opened up in a similar fashion, revealing a mouth full of sharp teeth and lined with more flaps, which are larger, and it has keener ears that heighten her already exceptional echolocation abilities. The Queen's coloration matched that of her drones, blending seamlessly into the dark, but her skin bore a tougher and a rougher texture. She was also totally blind and navigated the surroundings by the use of sound and echolocation, just like bats, but unlike the mindless drones, she was seen to be more intelligent and had motherly instincts, especially when she called the others to feed. In the scene of the Queen Death Angel appearing, the human character Eric was seen to be way smaller than the alpha creature. When he climbed on top of the metal scaffolding, which is generally set up to be 1 floor in height, and made a sound, the Queen Death Angel rose up and was seen to be slightly taller than even the scaffolding. So in New York City, the average building floor height is around 11 to 12 feet tall, or around 3.3 to 3.65 meters. Thus the Queen Death Angel would therefore be a bit taller than 12 feet in height, or in the metric system more than 3.7 meters. This also means that she is twice taller than the drones, who were around 6 to 7 feet tall, and would weigh around 10 times as much. This would make her nigh indestructible and invulnerable. Now in the hierarchy of the Death Angels, the Hive structure possesses different strata. The drones, countless in number, form the backbone of the Hive's operations. Their primary functions were defense, and also to forage for what would become culture medium, a term which is used for biomass that other organisms grow on. At the pinnacle of this hierarchy was the singular queen, a colossal and imposing figure. Her role extended beyond mere leadership. She was responsible for the hive's maintenance and the production of food and offspring. The hive's food source or sustenance comes from a unique item, an alien fungal life form that thrived on human and animal corpses. This fungus was not just their food, it was integral to their existence, as without this, they would starve and die, as the biomass of earthly organisms are not really compatible with their digestive system. While humans themselves were not consumed by the death angels, their corpses served as fertile culture medium for this alien fungus to grow on, providing the necessary nutrients for the hive to live on. It is also hinted by the director that there might be other variants of their species, hinting at maybe males or warriors of that kind, saying that these aliens were inspired from the leafcutter ants and their different castes as example. So lastly, if there was a hive present in the crash site in New York City, then it is safe to presume that there are multiple hives across the world with their own queens and army of drones. These death angels are therefore here to stay, with the presence of a queen suggesting a rapid population increase in the coming future and the creation of even more hives in this world. The only safe place now for humans are islands, or if they figure out sonic weaponry to fight and eradicate the alien invaders, then the game is on. Now if you like this video, then watch this other one too. And do check out our channel for other monster content. We might just have things you haven't seen before. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys.